Welcome back, guys. Episode 3 of First Disputed. For once, I'm introing, and it feels a little weird, I'm not gonna lie.
Wee woo.
Oh, what the? you're so not used to not speaking in the first 10 seconds, you just kind of burst out with like, wee woo.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what the quarterfinals happened in the World Cup, so we're gonna give our reactions to that and our predictions for the semifinals. We have some transfer news to talk about. At least one big transfer news to talk about.
Oh yeah, you know it.
It's Jack Wilshere going to West Ham. I actually wrote that down to talk about, but I feel like you have nothing to say.
Why?
I don't know. He's like, everyone loves him in England, but I think he's overrated. And then,
I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I kind of like him.
I kind of follow West Ham because of Bazinga, and like Spencer FC. Like the YouTube channel, so I follow West Ham and I support them, but I don't think Wilshere's all that. But we'll get to that later. And then we got some NBA stuff, free agency and summer league.
Mm-hmm.
And we could talk about the MLB if you want to.
Baseball? I don't know anything.
I mean, they just like released their all-star lineup, so I guess we could if you wanted to. You could chat some shit about baseball.
All right. All I know is that there was one player who started crying or something because he got his first all-star or something. Only thing I know. I don't even know his name.
I don't even know that story. So, World Cup.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm never introing again.
Why?
This is so cringy.
How is it cringy?
Before the World Cup, shout out, even though he'll never hear this, shout out to my man Dick Star. Dude, I was watching his stream for like 6 hours yesterday.
Really?
Dude, yeah, he was in like this FORTNITE tournament, and like the top 3 like shared $20,000 or something. So like, my man he lost his first game, so like he had to go he was in the tournament with someone else. It was like it was a duos tournament, and then he went through all the way through the losers bracket and got to second. It was insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but. Dude, he is so good at Fortnite. Like, holy crap.
I'm aware. I like how we just went on a tangent about Fortnite on
gotta get them views.
Sports and entertainment.
We can put that in the title now.
Yeah, we can now. The Big Star appearance?
Yeah, that's me. France and Uruguay, right? That happened?
Woo.
You want to start off?
No, you go ahead. You're hot as fire right now.
Fuck off! I didn't watch the game.
Okay.
I don't even know who scored.
Oh, I forgot who scored too. I'm pretty sure it was 2-0. It was 2-0 France.
Yeah, it was 2-0.
But Uruguay was. I wouldn't even say they played poorly. They were a bit more defensive than they usually were, which I kind of felt like led to their downfall. And France was more assertive than their usual state. France usually just kind of coasts with their talent and see how far it gets them. But France was more assertive, and they kind of wait, are we dumb? No, we're not dumb.
Why would we be dumb?
For a second, I was like, wait, did they play Sweden? Not for,
oh my god.
I'm so stupid. That was Belgium. I'm sorry.
No, you mean England.
No?
England played Sweden. Belgium played Brazil.
Am I dumb?
Yeah, you're dumb.
Oh, I am dumb.
You're really dumb. I'm not editing that out either, so everyone's going to hear that.
Wait, where was that own goal for? I completely forgot.
An own goal?
There was an own goal?
Yeah, Brazil, Fernandinho.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
I'm so stupid. I got the yellow jerseys messed up. I'm an idiot.
I mean, that's actually not too bad. Because I'm like, how would you confuse Brazil and Sweden? Because they're complete. But then yellow jerseys. Yeah. But anyway,
I'm so stupid.
But I think the reason France could be more assertive or more confident was that there was no Cavani. So Uruguay was even though Suarez is arguably the better player and the attacker, Cavani's been way better for Uruguay. So that's why Uruguay felt the need to drop back and try to counterattack, and then Suarez is not a player that can one-man counterattack. Or like
So
at least
Cavani was definitely like their lead man. He was their true like captain. I guess you could say.
yeah, Cavani's a player where like you can put him at the top at like a sole striker and he can do fine, but Suarez isn't. Suarez always needs people around him. Even at like Liverpool, he had Gerrard, he had Sturridge, he had Sterling.
Yeah.
Maybe not Sturridge, but he had Sterling definitely. And
he definitely had Gerrard.
Yeah, and then at Barcelona's got Messi, Neymar.
Don't they don't?
I mean, he did.
Yeah.
Like they were much better with Neymar. So
I mean, I have a hot take, but it really shouldn't be like a hot take. I just think that Cavani is better than Suarez. And a lot of people are like, oh no, like okay, this is how I feel. I feel like if you had two crappy teams, like two garbage teams, and you put one of the teams you gave Suarez, one of the teams you gave Cavani, I feel like Cavani's going to do better. Because I feel like Suarez is more heavily reliant upon like through balls that he makes more strategic runs towards the goal, which is, I mean, it works, especially when you're playing with professionals and stuff like that. But Cavani I would say like, okay, yeah, like he's not like someone who could say like, oh, he creates his own shot as well, but like he's definitely more comfortable with dribbling the ball than Suarez, and he's definitely better at it. And I feel like in terms of team success, like you would rather want Cavani than Suarez. Most people are going to disagree with me with that just because it's Suarez, and people try to say he's the GOAT of strikers of our generation. But I just feel like Cavani, like honestly, when it just comes to like complete talent and what like how a player plays, like he's just a better player than Suarez. Hello. Hello?
oh my mic! Oh shit, that sucks ass. My mic. I was just talking and you weren't responding. I'm like, okay, just talk over me then, douchebag. And then it was like, hello, and I looked down at the mic part, and then there was no like signal at all. And then I had to push in my earbuds like a millimeter, and it's like, oh, your mic is working now. I'm not editing that out either.
I'm on OBS right now, and then like where it says like desktop and audio, it was just like it wasn't even moving a little bit. I was like, wait,
yeah, I was like, wait, why is the mic moving? And I just slapped the laptop on my earbuds, and then it's like, oh, it's all the way in the red now. You're talking too loud. Anyway, yeah. So if you were to ask me like straight up, like who was better, Suarez or Cavani, I would say Suarez. Like before this, but now that I'm thinking about it, I would say Cavani. Because like, yeah, Cavani would be better, like just by himself on like a poor team, and
yeah.
Suarez needs like so much talent around him, like so much talent. Like, when's the best Suarez has ever done? Arguably Liverpool. He had Sterling, Gerrard, and like a bunch of other players. Coutinho too, maybe. I think Coutinho was there. Yeah,
Coutinho.
I think so. Let me Google.
I can fact check that.
Yeah. Oh wait, you fact check while I keep talking shit. But and then with when he was at Barcelona. Let's see, Coutinho was there from 2013 to 2018. And I feel like that's when Suarez was there. 2013, Luis Suarez. Suarez was there from 2011 to 2014. So yeah, Coutinho was there.
Wow, that's crazy.
And like,
I didn't know that.
and you're like, when you look at Suarez's stats, yeah, 110 goals for 130 appearances for Barcelona, which is insane. I'm not saying that's not a good, like that's not good. That's amazing. But Edison Cavani's always been playing on teams that don't have the greatest players, like Napoli.
Right.
And like when PSG, even with PSG, like they were good, but you would never pick them to win the Champions. You know what I mean?
Right.
You never pick them to be that good. So, and even when he was at PSG, he's still scoring with the likes of Neymar there, or with Ibrahimovic there, or Mbappe.
Yeah.
Like Cavani's still getting his. So.
Yep.
And even,
I mean, he kind of butted heads with Neymar for a little bit, but
you can't blame him. Like Cavani's like, I think he's the leading goal scorer of PSG history.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so you can't blame the guy. Like he's kind of a walking legend in PSG. So
yeah,
and he's earned his right to like. And then like this guy who's worth 210 million just walks in trying to take a penalty.
Yeah, and the free kicks.
And the free, you can't. Okay, Neymar should take the free kicks, but maybe not the penalties though.
Yeah.
But and then even when Suarez was like playing for Uruguay, like he was being low-key carried by Diego Forlan and all this. So like Suarez always has this help with him, and to say he's the GOAT of our modern day striking is stupid. Like, incredibly stupid. He's not even the greatest striker right now.
Yeah, for sure.
For a little bit he was. I'll give him that, but overall,
maybe like really early Barcelona.
Yeah,
like the early
late
days.
Liverpool, early Barcelona.
Yeah,
but like I was watching like a video. I was like watching like the best Champions League comebacks this year, and like the Roma game was there, Roma Barcelona, and like Suarez scored in like garbage time or like at near the end of the game, and they're like, "Oh, it's about time Suarez scored. It's been a year since you scored against in a European competition." I'm like, "What? It's been a year since Suarez scored on Barcelona against decent competition that's not like Real Betis or like, you know, some crappy La Liga team that he always like pours in 4 goals against." So I mean, Cavani will probably be forgotten in the likes of Uruguayan striking with Diego Forlan and Suarez, but he's not flashy, but he's arguably one of the like better than Suarez, and he just gets his stuff done that he needs to get done.
Yeah,
and he's such a nice guy too. Who? Cavani.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Suarez. No, I was like,
Suarez over here, like literally eating on the field.
Yeah.
You were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say like, I don't think like I'm not trying to like hate on the man at all. I mean, I don't like him after what he did to Ghana and everything. But like, as a player, like just taking away like emotions aside, he is a very like. He's literally one of the best ever. Oh, okay. He's one of the best ever in his position. In just terms of like how he can move without the ball, his runs, how he's less selfish than you would think he would be, surprisingly. Just like based off like his behavior and stuff, like you would think he's a lot more selfish with the ball and stuff. But he's more carefree. He's able to let go of the ball, pass it. He can actually pass pretty well as well. But I just don't think like in terms of like what he can do with if he doesn't have, you know, some of the best talent around him, he's just not as valuable as Cavani. That's all I'm gonna say. That's not taking away anything from Suarez. It's just like comparing the two. I just feel better about Cavani.
Personally, I wouldn't put even Suarez as like one of the best strikers like ever, even in that like discussion, because for me, if I'm putting someone in like one of the best insert position here ever, like I would have to consider him in my like all-time like 11. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would never consider Suarez, even in like a South American side that's like all-time. I would never consider Suarez. You know, once it gets to Uruguayan, yeah, I would consider Suarez, but only if we go 2 strikers, and that's because I take Forlan over. Well, even then, no, yeah, I'd take Forlan over Suarez and like Suarez over Cavani, because Suarez would, with like an all-time Uruguayan side, Suarez would have the help on the sides and like help with the wingers and the other striker to actually get the stuff he needs to get done. So
yeah,
in that sense I would choose Suarez over Cavani, but if I was building a team I would probably choose Cavani. We went on a large tangent about Uruguayan soccer.
Yeah, we really did.
We should do that in like the future, like once the World Cup is over we should do like Premier League all-time sides and like have a discussion about that. That'd be nice. Anyway. So, but yeah, France was pretty confident. Conte was just holding it down in the back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to move on to Brazil versus Belgium.
I felt like Brazil at least deserved a draw, at least for the first 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But their lack of finishing really showed, and that's been like a problem all throughout the tournament.
What do you mean the first 90 minutes?
I mean, like, you know, like a game can't end in a draw, right? Because penalties. So I'm saying, like, they should have at least gotten a draw through the first 90.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I said...
Oh, I thought you... Okay, never mind. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So, in the first 45 minutes, I think Belgium really outplayed them. But once Belgium got that second goal, like, Brazil's level of outplaying Belgium, like, masked all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like Belgium came out strong. They did their thing. But they kind of did get lucky because they did get an own goal.
Yeah, they got lucky, but Fellaini really held it down. Until that second Belgium goal, he was like blanketing everyone on Brazil that was trying to attack. And then
Neymar didn't have the best of games that against Belgium.
And Roberto Martinez, like the manager for Belgium, had like tactical like change up / genius for the first time in the World Cup, where instead of going Lukaku in the middle and De Bruyne behind him and Hazard on the left, he went I want to say 4-3-3, something like that, where we had Lukaku on the right wing, De Bruyne playing false nine, so like a center forward, and then and then Hazard on the left. So when Marcelo came attacking, Lukaku would be like right there, and so they'd counter and having Lukaku go down the side where Marcelo was like leaving the void, and then Lukaku would cut inside, and then Fernandinho's trash. So he really is, dude. Fernandinho's really trash. He just
like when I saw that own goal, I was like, oh, I'm
like, of course it's
like I was like.
Did Casemiro had a double yellow?
Yeah.
Oh my! Damn it, Casemiro. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. No wonder he wasn't playing. Oh, LeBron officially becomes a Laker, so there's that.
Yeah, I saw that on a Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
But yeah, I think Brazil was just a little bit more aggressive. They played it smarter. Neymar didn't have the best of games. I mean, second half, Brazil did play a lot better than first. I'll give them that. They did seem a little bit more aggressive. They pulled one back. I honestly thought they could have pulled back a second one. They actually had a surprisingly, they had a good amount of chances to,
They had two good chances to get that second one. Yeah. First from, I think his name is Roberto Augusto, where the guy who scored the first goal, he had a good chance to get the second one. And then Coutinho slipped on that shot he had. And I was like, oh, jeez. When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
Like, when that kind of stuff happens, I don't know. And then that's when you kind of need your stars to step up. And, when you have Roberto Augusto making shots, it's not really working out there.
Yeah. That's why I said Neymar didn't have the best of games.
Yeah.
It was a bad time to have not the best game. Too bad for Brazil. I'm kind of sad.
It's coming home, it's okay. I'm kind of happy to see Neymar out.
Why?
With all the flopping and I don't like.
Okay, can we stop the Neymar hate now?
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Please.
No.
Let's stop the Neymar
hate. Is ridiculous. Please. It's an embarrassment to the game. It's an embarrassment to the game.
Okay, but people deal with stuff like that differently. Do you hate James Harden?
No. Neymar takes it to another level. Do
you hate James Harden though?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I hate James Harden. I think he's destroying the game of basketball.
I'll keep that in mind.
I hate James Harden. I hate him with a passion.
Really?
Yeah, dude, because I hate the way he plays. I don't think it's real basketball. I think you're bending the rules in your favor.
Okay.
I'm a stand-up guy. I never break the rules.
I just want to say we're going to stop the Neymar hate across. I mean, I've seen it everywhere. I understand, he does go down easily to say it.
It's not even. It's not the fact that he goes down easily. That's all right, because but it's the way he goes down easily and just the theatrics afterwards. Anyway,
just know Neymar is just trying to get the best advantage for his team.
I just like players, but when they beat a team, I like them being sportsman-like afterwards. Mm-hmm. There's exceptions to that, but the stuff he said to Mexico, I was like, all right, I'm not supporting Neymar or Brazil in this tournament anymore. So it was nice to see karma immediately work. Because I'm like, you've already beat Mexico and they're already going home. No need to beat a dead horse. So give him more salt in the wound. So
okay, but to be fair, they did kind of ask him how he felt about it. But it was more of a question that he answered.
I mean, there are you could have just been well, we had a great game against Mexico, and unfortunately only one team can win. I'm glad that it was our team, and Mexico just gave a great fight. In that 10 seconds, I gave a better response than Neymar. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. So, this game was absolutely nuts. Russia versus Croatia.
Oh my god.
That was absolutely nuts. I actually was in Where was I? I was in Sevierville, and I was at the Tanger outlet or Tanger. I don't know how you say it.
Hey, I was at the mall.
Outlet. Really?
Yeah. So yeah, like I saw everything up to like 90 minutes, and then I had to go to the mall.
Dude, the extra time was absolute like insanity.
Yeah.
But like I was watching it on my phone. It was a great game. Honestly, I thought it wasn't going to be as close as it was, but Russia was not.
Russia just keeps surprising us.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of expected because they have 7 people in their defending third. Like, when you have 7 people almost inside your box, it's hard to score.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing about Russia is like, I've never seen a team of like just be so unathletic.
Yeah.
Like, the entire Russian team is so unathletic. It's actually crazy.
Well, Costa Rica in the last World Cup was also like that. Okay,
yeah, but like I remember distinctively them getting a header, and he jumped like 7 inches off the. I was like, "What is this? In what world do you get a header and you just jump up 7 inches like that? Like it's like it was like the way they run. I was like, okay, like it's like you said you hated Harry Kane because like he's an unathletic.
And then you got this striker in Russia, Zhoiba,
and then you have the entire Russian national team that's just somehow like well machined, and they're all like athletic, like deficient. I don't know how to word it. Like it just doesn't exist. I just don't know how to word it. Like I don't know what to call it. Like it's actually crazy. It's actually pretty impressive too.
They've got some nice players though.
If Russia gets one black man, it's over. I'm serious.
They put him as keeper. I was glad to see Croatia move on though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was rooting for. I mean, I think the majority of people were rooting for Croatia.
Yeah,
especially for the penalty shootout when Rakitic hit the last penalty.
When Rakitic stepped up, I'm like, all right, game over.
Yeah.
My man, actually, in his veins.
I'm pretty sure Rakitic missed one not long ago though.
No, Modric missed it last game.
Modric in a penalty shootout?
No, Modric missed a penalty in the game.
No. I'm talking about maybe last World Cup. I think Rakitic missed a penalty during a penalty shootout, or was it the Euros? It was one of those two. And then I remember like here, I'll search it up.
Yeah, I'm looking up Rakitic misses penalty. I can't see anything.
It was either Rakitic or Modric. I can't remember.
I know Modric missed one, but that was like a couple of days ago. Rakitic missed a penalty against Rayo Vallecano in 2014. I don't know.
Was that the...
I don't know if that's like important or something. If that was an important game. No, that was just famous because his mother-in-law sent a picture of a dog to him with the caption, "This dog takes better penalties than you." After that,
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Rakitic takes good penalties though.
Think so?
Yeah, his has been like always like opposite side, so like it's been like always bottom corner too. So and it's just so calm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sweden, England.
Yeah,
not really much to say here. It's just an England domination, but it was more. But it was more to the fact that Sweden just couldn't get their offense going for some reason. It wasn't really English domination because Sweden had some chances. Like Pickford just had some great saves. Like Sweden deserved. Sweden deserved 2 goals.
He was on one. Pickford was
Jesus Christ.
He went on a madness. Come on, man. Like it's coming home, Addy.
No, fuck off. No, fuck off.
Yes, it's coming home. No, I promise you it is.
I promise you it's not.
I will say this: it's gonna be very hard for England to beat Croatia. They're gonna have a tough time trying to beat Croatia.
Sweden deserved at least 2 goals, but if Sweden deserved 2 goals, Sweden deserved 2 goals at most, probably, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But that means England deserved like 4.
Yeah.
If Sterling didn't bottle so many chances. But the thing.
Oh yeah, this man turns it like I remember. Like he had 2 chances early on, like first half. He got the ball, he was completely through, and then he just kicked like he just went and then he just like kicked it, and then he just hit off the goalkeeper and bounced out. I was like, okay. Second one, he got the ball, it was a through ball. He stopped for some reason, trying to go around the defender and then cross it, and then it just didn't work.
No, when he tried to go around the keeper actually got a hand to it. So I mean,
no. But I'm not talking about going around the keeper. He tried to go around the defender.
Oh,
like he was on the wing, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Like not really the wing, but he was like entering the 18, and he was on like this like down the side, and I was like, oh my! Like Raheem was. It wasn't like I remember distinctly watching like tweets saying he was the best. Like he was being the best player for a while, and then all the hate just came, and I was like, oh, typical Sterling game. It's whatever.
Well, I mean, the thing with finishing is it's like, it's on and off. So, like, one game can be awful, the other game has just the equal chance of being really good. So, it's positive to see Sterling getting in those positions. And
I mean, he's stupid fast.
And to be honest, Rashford has been even worse finishing this World Cup.
And Rashford is like 18, though.
I mean, but age doesn't matter when you're trying to get wins at a World Cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my dude Mbappe's 19 over there.
He is.
And Vardy wasn't even confident enough to take a penalty against Colombia, so he's not starting, and he hasn't really finished that well either. So Sterling's really all you got, unless you want to play Danny Welbeck. Jeez.
Colombia was cheeks, though.
Yeah. Colombia, that was a close game. That would have been completely different with Thomas Rodriguez. But anyway, let's go to Brazil. No, not Brazil. France, Belgium predictions.
I want France to win, but I feel like Belgium is. I feel like Belgium's going to come away with it. Now, what I do like about France is how much like Conte gives Pogba the freedom to do what he wants up front, because Pogba like he comes back, but he doesn't like he just has like a defensive anchor, and it frees up Pogba so much, and so you just see like. And that's why, like, that's why I feel like you can't definitively say, like, one of them is going to win for sure, just because of how much freedom and, like, how fast they can turn the switch on. And I know I've said that for, like, other teams, but it's just true in the case of France. But I do feel like just because of how well Belgium is playing as of recently, that they have the best chance of winning. So what I feel like I'm going to go with is 2-1 Belgium.
The thing I think it's fair to say this is like the most even matchup of the World Cup so far.
Yeah.
Not talking about like those trash teams playing against each other, like two good teams playing against each other. It's probably the most even matchup.
Yeah.
Because like both teams have like, even when you look at their best attackers, Pogba is somewhat similar to Lukaku.
Yeah.
Hazard is kind of like Griezmann.
Yeah.
Or like even like Mbappe too. So I think there's two X factors, and how well they play will like dictate how well the game goes for either team. And I think my X factors are going to be, first is going to be Fellaini. If Fellaini doesn't have a good game, France wins, no doubt. Because Fellaini was the reason they had a good chance against Brazil, and they took advantage of it, which is important. Because, in my opinion, Conte is always going to be good. No matter what, Conte is going to be good. And Belgium's defense is arguably the worst one left. So they need all the help they can get with Fellaini. And Fellaini is really hit or miss. He's either really, really good or really, really bad.
He is the J.R. Smith of football.
Yeah. But
or soccer.
Oh Jesus. But the thing is, if Fellaini doesn't have a good game, they don't have anybody else to really put into his position to really replace him. So, Pogba's just running wild then. And I think the other X factor is going to be whoever's playing. I think it's left back for Belgium, because they're starting left back. Thomas Meunier had double yellow, so now he can't play. So, and who did they play where they got exposed? Yeah, Japan. So in Japan, they played Carrasco, Yannick Carrasco at left back, as like a left wing back. And Carrasco was basically acting like a winger, but playing in the back. So they just constantly got torched down the left side. So if that happens again, they're done for, because that's Mbappe or that's Griezmann, and either way, that's not good.
Dembele.
Or he hasn't played that much though. Because because this last game they benched Giroud for Corentin Tolisso, but Dembele hasn't played that much, I don't think. Maybe in the group stage, but not in the knockout.
Okay.
Maybe he has. I'm not sure. But I think those are the two main things to see how well Fellaini does and how well whoever the left back does.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually...
It's just...
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that they can't afford to be counterattacked by, France at this point. Because digging yourself out of, like, deficits is increasingly getting harder and harder, obviously. But,
yeah, so I think because both teams like to sit back and just counterattack, I think, like, I read on Bleacher Report, like, someone on Bleacher Report also said, like, for the first, like, 20 minutes, they're just going to go at it and try to get that first goal. So they can sit back and just counter it. Because both teams are built so well to counterattack.
Yeah.
Like, both teams are amazing for counterattack.
It's going to be a very exciting match.
Yeah.
For sure.
But, let's see, my prediction. It's really a toss-up.
It really is.
And every time I pick France, I always have to say, if they play to their full potential, which sucks, but I'm going to go... It's going to be interesting to see the young defensive wingbacks for France deal with Hazard and Carrasco and all them. Because those backs are only like 22. And they always get up to play to attack too, so I'll go 3-2 France.
Okay.
But I think it could easily be 2-1 Belgium, 3-2 Belgium, whatever. Now, I'm yawning. Shit. Oh, fuck. Now, Croatia, England. I think we already know who you're going to pick, and we already know who I'm going to pick.
Now, it's just so hard, Addy. You see, England is so prolific, and they have such a deep understanding of the game.
Oh my god! Shut up, dude. What are you?
And I read this somewhere, and I believe this too. It would be rude if football didn't come home.
Shut up.
And it's true.
I hate you.
We both know that it's coming home at this point.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Okay, first of all, if England beats Croatia, they're definitely not winning.
Why?
No way are they beating France or Belgium.
Bet.
No way. Oh yeah, bet.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, I'll bet you right now.
England is okay. Fine. If England wins all the way, you have to buy me a Harry Kane.
A Harry Kane jersey?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
So what do I get?
You can get a. Which team do you prefer? Which team do you like better?
Like Croatia or England?
Yeah. No, not Croatia, England. Belgium or France?
I think either way, they have a good solid chance. They both have an equal chance to beat England.
Okay, well, who did you pick to
I had France.
Okay. If France wins, then you'll get a Griezmann one, or...
I don't want Griezmann. Give me Pogba.
Or you will get a De Bruyne one.
Alright. Deal.
But when Harry Kane scores the hat-trick, I don't want to hear anything from you for a while, okay?
He's not, so it doesn't matter.
He is, though.
It won't happen because Croatia's winning this game.
They're not. It's going to be 1-0. It's going to be 1-0 England.
Oh my god, no. Jesus.
What do you mean, no?
Okay, this is why. I've thought about this, alright? And I feel like there's actually a chance Croatia can win.
There's a chance.
Yeah. No, Croatia can win. So, England, like, their attacking is really good. No need to talk about, like, their attacking is phenomenal. Their defense is actually also playing well, but they're susceptible to attacks, at least counterattacks, and they're susceptible to just being dumb sometimes. So there's a chance to score on England if you can get it past Pickford somehow.
Can't.
Now, now their weakness,
see how that goes for you.
Now their weakness is midfield.
Yeah.
Henderson, people might say he's doing. I don't think Henderson's really playing that well so far. I think he's been, because Kane is always coming back and receiving the ball kind of in midfield. It's kind of masking Henderson, and Henderson really hasn't had to do much in my opinion. Ali has been trash. Yes, he scored, but he's been playing like trash. And
really?
Yeah. Let's be honest. That goal was mostly on Lingard. That pass by Lingard is the reason that goal happened. Lingard has been phenomenal. Like, amazing.
Yeah, I heard his pass accuracy has been garbage, though.
I'm
kidding. I know. I just saw that on Twitter. You liked something about his pass accuracy.
I like Lingard as a player, so. And Dyer.
I feel like he's a B-Tech Pogba.
No, I don't think that at all.
No, it's just because of the dancing. That's it.
Oh.
Just keep going.
And Dyer's trash.
He's not too bad.
I think
you're being a little harsh there. He's not great. I'll agree with you on that. But
but they're going to go against Modric and Rakitic.
Oh no! I think we can all agree that their midfield is going to be the if they can somehow they got to figure out a way for that midfield if they want to beat Croatia, because Croatia's midfield is stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Croatia plays 4-3-3.
Yeah.
See, I wish we had done this podcast earlier. Otherwise, I would have actually put this up and on the video, and it would have been a black screen. But maybe I can make the audience visualize it. So Croatia plays 4-3-3. So they have 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 forward strikers. But the three midfielders are going to be a triangle in the middle with it's going to be pointed either to either goal, right? So the triangle is going to be pointed either goal, whether they want to attack or defend. So they usually start with the middle defender in defensive. So it's like an upside down triangle. So they usually have Rakitic attacking, maybe Brozovic attacking with him, and they have Modric as a defensive mid. So if they can hold this and only allow one goal or even go up a goal, this is amazing for them. If they can keep that going, because Modric isn't even attacking. And what they do in halftime, 60 minutes, is they flip the triangle. And usually this is horrible for your midfield because your midfield is tired as hell and they can't attack. But Modric, I swear to God, gets better as the game goes on. I don't understand how he does it, but this man is amazing.
I feel like he kind of coasts and then waits, and he strikes the best when everyone's tired. I feel like that's what he does, especially against Argentina. Well, I mean, Argentina did. Well, okay, I wouldn't say they had given up at that point, but I mean, it was definitely Croatia's game to have. And then, I think Modric definitely took advantage of the confusion happening in the back, and he just kind of ripped it. But for sure, I feel like Modric is having a great World Cup. Same with De Bruyne, and that's why I'm not counting. If I saw Croatia won, I wouldn't be surprised just because of how much dominance they have in the midfield and how good of a solid team they are in general. The way they can just control a game without. I say they lack talent compared to France or one of the larger teams, but they, in terms of talent on other teams, it's not as great, but they make up for it with just being a well coached, great team that gels just right, and they have all the pieces and they all know their roles and it all works out. And so that's why I feel like of course they have a good chance. This one, just like Belgium and France, I feel like it's a toss up as well, and that's what I like about these two games. It's honestly a toss up. There's no definitive way to say oh yeah, one of these teams is gonna win.
Yeah, if you were given these 4 teams and you had to split it up into and how entertaining the game would be, this is how you would split it up.
Yeah.
Wait, can I switch that Pogba jersey or De Bruyne to Modric? Because I'd rather have Modric than those two.
Okay.
Because if there's a single skill I would take or a characteristic of any footballer, it would be Modric's passing. Because no one is even close to that ability in the world, in my opinion.
Pogba is.
No, not to Modric.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is,
No,
Addy.
he's not.
Yes, he is.
Modric is way better than Pogba on passing.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Modric is a better midfielder, but he's not a better passer.
Midfield passing is the majority of the things a midfielder has to do.
It's not all of it, though.
No, Modric is a better passer. Stop being stupid.
He's not a better passer. I'm telling you that, like, straight up, Addy. I don't know who gave you this information, but
Modric. But
you know that's not true.
I don't think Croatia lacks the talent, at least with their midfield and their strikers, because their midfield is Rakitic, Modric, and then Brozovic, who's a decent midfielder. He doesn't really. He's not. Yeah. But he's on par with Henderson, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's even better than Henderson because he netted a goal last game. But
yeah.
But then the attacking three, I think any of the other teams would take those players: Mandzukic, Perisic, Rebic. Like those players are amazing.
Yeah.
And like maybe they wouldn't start them, but I know for sure one of those three would start for England, and one of those three or all three of them would be great subs for France or Belgium. And
I agree.
They probably Rebic would probably start for Rebic. Yeah, Rebic would probably start for Belgium because he kind of fits in that Carrasco role.
Right.
But that's why I'm going with Croatia. I just don't want it to come home. So
what's your score prediction?
I'm gonna go 2-1.
2-1. Boogie. Okay.
I mean, more likely if they need a win, they need to score goals. So probably 3-2 Croatia.
Okay.
And Modric has to have the game of the tournament so far. Modric and Rakitic combined have to control the game for them to win. If they go down one early, I think they don't have much of a chance to come back. They still have a chance, but I think they need to get the first goal.
Okay.
Wait, another question. If Croatia beats England, then Modric would have won Champions League and been a runner-up to in the World Cup. Does he win the Ballon d'Or?
No.
Who wins it then?
Cristiano.
But what has he done in the World Cup?
4 goals and assist is pretty good.
I mean, but when it mattered, he didn't score.
That's not true at all. Did you forget the Spain game?
I mean, yeah, the Spain game, but that group was kind of stupid because 2 of the teams are trash. So Spain and Portugal were obviously going to go through.
That they still could have lost to Spain, though.
I mean, yeah, they could have lost to Spain.
It was a literal one-man team. Had Ronaldo not been there, they wouldn't have made it out of the group stage. It's just that simple.
If Croatia wins the World Cup, does Modric win the Ballon d'Or?
He'd have a really good case for it. I tell you that.
I think if Croatia somehow win, or and Modric. If Modric somehow gets on the team of the tournament or some kind of
he's gonna be on the team of the tournament.
That's what I'm saying though. If Modric can win if Croatia can win this game, I think Modric has a serious chance at Ballon d'Or. But I don't think he'll get it because he's not a striker.
Yeah, I mean, as of recently, it's been owned. I mean, I think it's the past 10 years it's been owned by Messi and Ronaldo. I mean, it's gonna be really hard to.
They just have but Messi and Ronaldo, because the winner of the Euro is usually not going to have some crazy player who also wins. They're not going to have a player that's. I don't know how to phrase it. Because nowadays there's a fascination with goals, so whoever scores the most goals is probably going to be the winner.
Right.
But Modric, you can tell the reason Croatia's gotten this far is probably, Subasic, the keeper, but also Modric.
Yeah, for sure.
The toughest, the group of death, which was that Argentina, Croatia, Iceland, Nigeria one, they were perfect through that.
Yeah.
And then, he guided them through the rest of the games. Arguably, single-handedly kept them in the last game they just had against Russia. Because he was just one man attacking Russia over and over again. He just couldn't get it in the back of the net. But he was wearing them down.
Yeah.
So, I'm on the Modric hype train.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it doesn't end here. But I'm really digging Modric right now.
I think that's okay. I think I can agree with that. But realistically, I mean, okay, I have a question for you. Do you feel like Mo Salah is actually in the conversation for Ballon d'Or?
No. And the reason I say no is because he didn't really play in the Champions League final and he didn't really play in the World Cup. So how can you give it to him?
Yeah.
Liverpool didn't even win the league.
That is true.
So I mean,
okay, but Real Madrid didn't win the league.
Real Madrid won Champions League.
Okay, yeah.
We know Real Madrid does not really care about La Liga.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if Zidane cared about La Liga, I promise you Zidane would be able to compete for La Liga.
It's not that he's retiring, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, if he really cared about La Liga and how well they did in La Liga, they'd always be on top of La Liga or, like, really close to Barcelona, so.
Yeah. All right. So, how do you feel about we're gonna go back to football, I guess you could say, later for a transfer rumor, but let's switch over to the NBA.
Free agents.
Let's talk about some free agency.
The first one I got written down is Tony Parker to Charlotte.
Yeah, that was out of complete nowhere.
I think the Spurs are blowing up.
You think so?
I think it's the end of a dynasty.
They had something crazy. Like, they made, what was it, like 18 or 19 years in a row in the playoffs?
Yeah.
It was something absolutely insane. Like,
I believe it, because 98 or like 99 is when Robinson was in his prime and Duncan came in, so I'd believe it.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. I think, like...
Kawhi wants out, Parker's leaving, Duncan's retired, Ginobili's aging, Kyle Anderson is leaving, Pop is probably going to retire after this season, Yeah. Just happens.
No, he's going to stay until 2020, I think. He's coaching for 2 more years at least, that's what he said.
All right. But still.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
A great coach can only go so far with mediocre players.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And yeah, Kyle Anderson, probably one of the better young two-way players in the league, going to Memphis on a good deal, like, $37 million for 4 years. That's a good deal.
It's a good deal. Trash team. Memphis is on
the come up, though.
Memphis is on the come up. Shut up. It's not going anywhere. It's not coming anywhere.
They are becoming better.
They're becoming better. They'll probably get first round of the playoffs, get knocked out.
I mean, I don't really think they're making the playoffs, but they're getting better.
No, I'm talking about like in the foreseeable future.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
in terms of
I agree.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's just no way the Grizzlies are going anywhere. It's just, yeah. The only teams I can actually see in the come up, the Phoenix Suns, the Philadelphia, Boston, the Bucks, and who else? The Knicks. Actually, the Knicks might actually have a promising future for once if they don't screw things up.
The Knicks with who?
With Kevin Knox, Kristaps, and potentially signing another player. Kevin Knox looks really good. I know, like, people are, like, I'm not just judging it off that one, like, highlight dunk that he had in the Summer League, but, like, he's looked good. Like, I actually watched one of the Summer League games. He looks good. Like, he looks like a talented player. And also, like, reports have also said, like, oh, yeah, like, he's a great player and stuff like that. So I feel like for Kevin Knox, I feel like he has all-star potential. Maybe not, I don't think superstar, but, like, he can be a star. Kristaps is very good. I think if he absolutely, like, guns for it and stays healthy, he can become a superstar. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if they can sign one more missing piece, like, they could compete for a championship in the future.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Kevin Knox is streaky, so it's going to be... I don't think he's ever going to become, like, a Devin Booker. But maybe.
Oh, I don't think... I mean, Devin Booker will be a superstar, though.
He kind of already is.
Exactly. Like...
But...
who do you think was this year's Kyle Kuzma?
Who's going to be this year's Kyle Kuzma?
Yeah.
Wait, when was Kuzma drafted?
Second round.
Let me pull up the draft then. Let me just go through the draft and see who's I think could be pretty good. There's so much talent in this draft; it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Javon Carter, Grizzlies point guard. He was the second one drafted in the in the second person drafted in the second round. And I think to have the chance like Kuzma, you have to be able to fill a hole on the team. And I think Carter can do that. Well, I mean, actually, they have Mike Conley, who's really good. But, if Conley gets injured, you never know what can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else. Keita Bates-Diop. He's from Ohio State, so I have a giant bias for him. But he actually, he was drafted 48th. So what's that, 18th in the second round, but he's already netted, a 3-year contract.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's actually looking pretty good, and since Butler looks like he kind of wants to leave, maybe there's some spots there, small forward. Other than that, a lot of these players looks like they won't really be able to crack the lineups, because other good players are Jalen Brunson, who's a point guard from Dallas, but, Dennis Smith is there. Devonta Graham, who's a point guard for Atlanta, but, Trae Young is there. Gary Trent Jr., who's a shooting guard for the Kings, he might be, but he's a really streaky three-point shooter. And I can't see him putting up numbers like my dude, Kuzma. Jared Vanderbilt has a lot of potential, small forward for the Magic, but, he has to crack that against Mo Bamba and Jonathan Isaac, Aaron Gordon, all that. That's crowded, super crowded up there.
True.
Other than that, I really don't see anyone really. Tony Carr could be legit. Point guard from Penn State. He's playing on the Pelicans now. He's a scoring machine. An absolute machine. Arguably the best scorer in the Big Ten. So,
how do you actually feel about Wendell Carter Jr.?
Wendell Carter Jr.? I think he's going to be a defensive. He has his ceiling is defensive stud, defensive player of the year and stuff like that. Yeah. But not much on the offensive side. Kind of like a Gobert.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he could be I'm trying to think about a really nice rim protector besides Gobert. Gosh.
I don't know. Because they're all good in the post too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess Gobert is the best option.
Yeah, because Gobert is really perfect for that.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with Gobert.
So what do you think about that Grayson Allen, Trae Young fight?
Trae Young. I think it was just kind of stupid. I think they try to bait it with Grayson Allen, he's tripping people. Oh, look at that. Oh no,
I think Allen baited him though.
I feel like Trae Young tried to shoot it. They, for some reason, they locked arms for a little bit. Then he tried to let go. Then Trae Young kind of sprouted out his arms. Was and then Trae Young, not Trae Young, Grayson Allen was just oh, what the? And then he just kind of put his hands up. Was oh, it wasn't me. But honestly, it was just kind of stupid. I don't think it's really nothing. And I don't think Grayson was trying to do anything. I don't think Trae was trying to do anything. They just try to break it up, and it was on SportsCenter and stuff. Yeah. If you want to say Grayson baited it, okay, all right. I feel like it was kind of over when Trae Young kind of went put his arms brought his arms up and down, so pushed Grayson out, kind of pushed him up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I mean, all in all, it was really nothing. It's just a small little fight. You see that all the time. It's no big deal.
And I think we should be hesitant on judging how good players are doing in the summer league, and then declaring that they're going to be busts or stars. Yeah, but it is nice. It is nice to see players like Ayton, somewhat dominating. The second pick Bagley. Dayton had 25 points, 25 points, 12 rebounds. That's a good performance for the Suns there.
I'm not really buying into the hype of Grayson Allen though.
No, of course, no. No, I never did. I don't know why he was drafted 21st. Yeah. For the Jazz, I would have really picked up, I don't know, to see everyone that they left. I don't know who I would have picked up. I would have picked up maybe Gary Trent, a nice 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Maybe someone down low. But like after the lottery picks, it's really like a hit or miss since then. Because the lottery picks are the really nice players. But other than that, Grayson Allen might turn out. You never know.
Yeah.
Something else that happened in the summer league. This man, Furkan Korkmaz, dropped 8 threes and 40 points for the Sixers against the Celtics.
Who?
Exactly, Furkan Korkmaz.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, no.
I think I saw his highlights though. Like I think I did. Who does he play for again?
The Sixers.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Was he playing against the Lakers or something?
No, the Celtics.
Oh. I don't know. I think I did see highlights about. Was it on SportsCenter or Bleacher Report or something like that?
I think I got a Bleacher Report notification for it.
Yeah, that's what I think I've seen it somewhere.
But I did a little research on him, and he was drafted actually in the first round in 2016. But he returned to play in Europe for a year after getting drafted. And then and then he came back and signed a contract about the same time last year, because European players can do that. So, and there's another weapon for the Sixers if they choose to use it. And I think we kind of skipped over a couple free agents. Nurkic is staying in Portland. I think that's okay. He's decent. He's an above average post player.
Yeah.
But not very athletic, so he's very limited in a way.
Yeah.
And then Carmelo.
I called you on that one.
So
how he's gonna freeing up $100 million. I think that is great. Like I feel like it shows like Paul George and the rest of like the NBA world, like they're serious about winning, and that they're not going to tolerate somebody who's washed up and refuses to come off the bench. Now,
I refuse to believe someone is serious about winning if they're playing with Russell Westbrook.
I'll get back to that. I just want to say this. I kind of do feel bad for Carmelo, just because, like, the thing that he does is not as valuable as it used to be. Like, back in the 2000s, like, ISO ball, like, Dwayne Wade, Melo, Kobe, like, stuff like that. It used to be, like, it used to be great. Like, that's the stuff that you would need in a team and stuff like that. But with the Warriors, like, revolutionizing the 3-ball, like, a ball movement is like, they revolutionized ball movement. Like, you gotta pass more. And when you were somebody who's, like, Carmelo, who's a ISO specialist, that's not as valuable as it used to be.
And not even a great ISO specialist anymore because of the age.
Yeah. And the age and his stuff, like he's on the decline and all this other stuff. And so you start to, like, I genuinely feel bad for him, but I feel like his ego is also getting in the way because he's looking at his counterparts, such as, I mean, he was drafted in the same class as LeBron. So he's looking at LeBron like this might be true, but I mean, it's Carmelo, so he's probably thinking like, yeah, I deserve to be talked of as if I'm LeBron. Like that's a mindset he has. So like when he gets the ball and stuff like that, that's why he refuses to defer to anybody, and he feels like, why should I come off the bench? When he feels like in his head, he's just as great as like the other players, such as like LeBron and D Wade in his class, and so he's like, oh, they don't come off the bench, so why should I? And stuff like that. So him leaving was good for OKC. I'd still feel bad for Carmelo. Now the only question is after this season, what team would really want Carmelo? Now Houston has said like they're heavily pursuing him, but I question if that's actually like good for them though. Like
I don't know honestly, if Houston would want him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You already have two players who are most effective with the ball in the hand with Chris Paul and James Harden, and it worked out surprisingly. Like a lot of people didn't think it was going to work out as well, because I mean, last season at the beginning, everyone thought it was going to be like OKC versus the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, but quickly we realized it was going to be Houston. So D'Antoni figured out a way to make sure that James Harden and LeBron James could both get the ball, pass it, and they could it made them like work better. Like the team just gelled like well, even with two like primary ball handlers. But now that you're saying that you want to pursue Carmelo Anthony and you're going to put him inside the team, he's gonna look at, just like I said, like he's gonna look at Chris Paul, who was also in the same draft class, I think, right? Yes or
Maybe.
no?
I don't know much about like modern.
Actually, I feel like I don't feel like this. I feel like
think
it
he
was just
older.
Yeah, I think it was Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Carmelo, and Chris Bosh. I don't think there was Chris Paul.
I think Paul came in a couple years before.
Yeah. But anyways, he's gonna look at like Chris Paul and James Harden and be like, I'm at their level too. He's not gonna want to come off the bench. I don't think he would have to anyways, because I feel like D'Antoni would kind of try to put him in the starting lineup anyways. But I feel like that would heavily like mess with their chemistry. Like I feel like any team that you put Carmelo in is just gonna really mess up with your chemistry.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the most glaring issue with having, somebody like Carmelo on your team, somebody who's not going to be willing to pass the ball as much as, a Chris Paul or something.
Yeah.
And he's going to be very like hesitant about passing.
I don't know why maybe a playoff contender is trying to turn him into a spot-up shooter. And, the Rockets live and die by the three, so maybe they think Carmelo can bring that back to the table.
Well, the thing about that is when he was a spot-up shooter, it didn't go well at all.
Yeah.
We saw that at OKC. Like, even when Russell Westbrook turned him into a spot-up shooter, it was terrible. I think he had one of his worst efficient seasons of his entire career. And he averaged the least amount of points since his rookie year or something like that, or something crazy. I honestly feel like it was just, I don't see why Houston would actually want it. I understand that Trevor Ariza is now gone, and they're going to look for somebody else. But I feel like if you just wait a little longer, you can find somebody better than Carmelo Anthony. And especially with all the risk that comes with Carmelo Anthony, I'm not sure you want to mess with what you already have, because I feel like if Chris Paul was healthy, they would have beaten Golden State this year. I honestly believe that. I feel like Chris Paul's not going to let them miss 27 threes in a row, and he controls the team better and stuff like that. So it's up in the air. He actually might go to Houston. I really wouldn't want to see him there. I feel like he should go to some other team, but Houston, maybe D'Antoni can figure out a way to make Carmelo a useful asset.
And also some other teams linked to Carmelo is the 76ers and the Lakers. Don't think he should go to the Lakers at all.
Yeah, I don't think he should go to the Lakers
because
either.
The 76ers and the Rockets can kind of deal with having an excess player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the Lakers I really don't think can.
Yeah. If you went to the 76ers, that also might mess with. See, that just gelling with Carmelo I don't understand. I feel like if he went to the 76ers, he'd be like, I'm the most experienced. Why should I defer to Ben Simmons or something?
Yeah.
That's it's not even at some point about his actual ability to play or his talent. It's just it's him as a person and his willingness to defer to people and to win and stuff like that. It's so hard for me to think I don't understand how you can even as a third option. Do you even think he could be a third option on a championship team?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe for when the whole bench is in, he's the primary option.
Yeah, maybe. But besides that, I'm not even sure about if I'm thinking about it, if you want to talk about the best play, he's probably in the best of situations, he's a third option. But in most cases, he should honestly be a fourth option, deferring to other players.
Yeah.
And ideally, like you said, I feel like he should come off the bench just because he would give he could give production when the star players are resting and stuff like that, and it would be you would have a solid scorer off the bench. But the thing is it's his ego and his personality and stuff like that. So it's really hard to get Carmelo in the mood, not even the mood, just to convince him that to accept his role at this late in his career. That's the biggest thing.
To be honest, it's going to be tough for a player like Carmelo, so successful in a way, and then now being diminished into this role. But that's life in a way. It's just, you're past your prime.
I think he got too accustomed to the Knick life, like him being the option, him giving the ball, him getting to do whatever he wanted to do and stuff like that. Then he went to OKC. Everything was changed. He had championship expectations, and then once he got there, he realized that he couldn't really do the old stuff that he used to be able to do. And then playing with Russell Westbrook definitely didn't help at all. Like, gosh, but I just think that if Carmelo if he wants that last thing on his resume, which is being a champion, he's going to have to defer to another player for sure. And he's going to have to accept any role that a coach is going to have to give him in order to win a championship. Now, when I say that, that does not mean Carmelo joined the Golden State Warriors. Please, no, don't do that. No, please do not. Do not join the Warriors. Just anything but that. But what that does mean is that you can look at all the other teams. You can assess like player talent, coaching, all that other stuff, and you can figure out how you could fit into a role into a championship team. And that's all it really comes down to. He cannot have that same mentality that he did when he was playing for the New York Knicks. It will not work. It just flat out won't. There is no way he can be the man anymore. Him back in his Denver days, though, he probably could have, because he was more willing to pass the ball, and he was a better athlete.
He was just a lot more dominant back then.
For sure. But I think what he has to do is realize where he is now, accept any role that the coach is willing to do in order to get that championship that he needs in his resume. If he wants to solidify himself like in NBA history. That's all I gotta say for Carmelo.
Really, I have nothing to add. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been on my phone just listening to you.
Really?
But just like because like sometimes I save notifications I get so we could talk about it.
Yeah.
So Bagley out for summer league.
Is he really?
I just got it.
For what?
Pelvic bone bruise.
Sheesh.
But I don't think the Kings will be any worse. They have like Willie Cauley-Stein. He's pretty. I like him as a player. So just let Bagley. Just let him recover. Luke and Bob Mute heads to the Clippers. I have nothing to say about that. No disrespect to him. It's just I'm tired and I have nothing to say about that, honestly.
Yeah.
So soccer transfers. Oh shit! I yawned.
All right.
The big one, Jack Wilshere.
Now, the England god.
Jesus. The one who invented It's Coming Home.
Oh my gosh.
Alright.
You can take this one, Addy.
Oh yeah, he's going to West Ham. That's all we're talking about. Alright, Ronaldo.
Alright. Who's Ronaldo?
He's like this Brazilian player.
I thought he was Swiss. Alright, so...
That's not...
Alright, Cristiano to Juventus.
Yep. Reportedly.
Now, there was always links with Ronaldo going to, like... I've even heard, like, one time, like, I think it was, like, a couple years ago, him going to, like, New York or LA because he, like, had some kind of, like, flat there that was worth, like, $15 million or something like that. But, when you're Ronaldo, $15 million's, like, pocket change or something.
But I don't think that he's at his point of his career where he can just go to the MLS. I think he can still really contribute to, like, a Champions League squad.
I heard that a couple years ago. I didn't really believe that. So, Juventus. At first, I didn't really like it. But then when I assessed, like, where they were as a team, I didn't really like it because, okay, I say that, like, oh, he shouldn't go to the other side as if, like, it was a competition, but it's really Ronaldo, like, beating the ever-living mess out of Juventus every time they come, like, against each other.
And in a way, Ronaldo single-handedly carried Madrid. Like, Bale and Ronaldo were the two reasons Madrid won that.
Yeah. But, like, when I say, like, the other side, it's just, like, I feel like Juventus does have, like, a distaste for Ronaldo after all these years, Champions League runs and stuff like that. So I feel like they would not be as welcoming as some other teams would be.
The last time they saw Ronaldo, they actually, like, when they gave him a standing ovation with that bicycle kick. So they respect him.
Yeah.
And, if Ronaldo's joining my team, I'm happy. I'm not sad. Or, so it's just going to see it's going to be interesting to see how Ronaldo's success translates without certain players at Madrid. But we'll get more into that in a separate video.
Yeah, and that's you're not wrong.
The little plug there. We're actually going to do a little video that's not a podcast.
Yeah, a little my Corzemba. Yeah.
Okay. Nope. It's not really a Corzemba because this is an official report, but Corzemba's what if Ronaldo never left Man United? It's like that. Ronaldo never left Man United. So this is more like a realistic Corzemba.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see how try to predict how effective Ronaldo will be.
But just like you were saying, how they applauded him, that's when I started to really assess how Juventus and Ronaldo would gel, and I realized that it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And looking at it, like you said, they have Alexandro, who, if you're gonna replace Marcelo, that's
the perfect replacement.
That is literally the best player that you can get outside of Marcelo to gel with Ronaldo and his type of play.
And Emre Can is coming from Liverpool to Juventus, so there's...
Yeah, I did see that signing. I did.
But, that midfield is iffy, other than Pjanic.
Yeah.
That midfield is iffy.
Juventus's defense is not what it used to be.
Definitely not.
From the past years with Bonucci, Chiellini, all that stuff. But it's an Italian defense, nevertheless.
Yeah.
Rip Italy, though, in the World Cup. Rip.
They would have just played my man Balotelli.
Yep, but it's still an Italian defense, anyways. Buffon maybe should have stayed. Maybe he would have been Champions League, but that's outside the story.
Yep.
But I think, especially with it's gonna be interesting to see how Ronaldo pairs with Higuain. I think him and Dybala will be just fine, but playing with Higuain, not that I think Higuain with Argentina and Higuain with Juventus is two different players. It's completely two different sides.
I kind of see Higuain turning into a Benzema, just a cleaning up the missed shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I think Benzema's better than Higuain.
Right. So, that's actually a good take. Yeah.
And I fully believe that.
Okay.
Benzema's somehow more athletic and even has better finishing than Higuain.
Okay. But that's always the thing about Higuain and looking at him and trying to assess and stuff like that. It's going to be hard to see how he's going to gel with Ronaldo and how they're going to play together. I feel like they'll definitely be in contention for Champions League. Serie A, it was probably this year. It was probably the most competitive it's been in a while. I think there was a stretch where it was literally coming down to a couple of games to decide who was going to win between Juventus and what was the other team?
Inter.
Basically. It might have been Inter. I think it was Inter though.
Let me just Google the Serie A.
Yeah, you Google that. I'll keep talking. So it actually came down to I think a couple of games towards the end of who was going to win.
Napoli this year.
Oh, was it?
It was Napoli.
Because of Mertens. Yeah.
Yeah, Mertens went off at the end.
Yeah. And how many points was it in difference?
It was 4.
4, yeah, exactly. It was actually
Juventus was a lot better when you look at goal difference, 62-48.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. In terms of Serie A, it was probably the closest it's been in a while and stuff like that. You add Ronaldo to that, he's people always try to put but he only won 3. What was it? 2 or 3 league titles when he was in Real Madrid. He's gonna get at least minimum. I'm talking about if you just absolutely hate Ronaldo, he'll get 2 at the very if you hate him.
Moustapha.
You're looking at what?
We forgot about something.
What did I forget?
Higuain played at Real Madrid.
Oh, you're right. That was before Benzema. That was before Benzema.
And he was good.
He was actually great.
He was better. Actually, no, I wouldn't go.
That changes a little bit, though.
I was actually gonna propose selling Higuain but now I say keep him.
I completely forgot. That's actually crazy how I forgot he used to play for Madrid.
Yeah, because Benzema just was that successful.
Yeah.
And just the team in general was just that successful.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Okay, yeah. So I'm sure Higuain and Ronaldo will be just fine. So I think they'll definitely win Serie A. They'll be in contention for Champions League and stuff like that.
AC Milan will be a lot better next year.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now the thing is how Ronaldo will do playing against Real Madrid, because unlike playing with Juventus, he wouldn't have that luxury of playing with an insanely talented midfield. Like going against Modric and Toni Kroos. Now it might be like coached differently and stuff like that because Zidane is retiring and stuff like that. But playing Real Madrid would definitely give you it'd actually be pretty competitive now that I think about it. Like it would, I mean, not as if it wasn't competitive before, but like when you're really looking at it, like it could be a toss up when you honestly think about it. Now it really depends on who's gonna step up for Real Madrid when Ronaldo leaves.
Gareth Bale, if he decides to stay.
See, that's the thing. I don't really believe that. Bale is good when he's not injured, but even like at his absolute best, I don't feel like he can fill Ronaldo's shoes as great as people think he can. Now, I'm not saying like people think, oh, he's going to completely fill it in like 100%, because I don't think anybody has that expectation. But I don't know if he can play at his maybe 80% of what Ronaldo does is what I'm saying. Because like as much as like people try to like say like, oh, like Ronaldo is like he takes tap-ins and stuff like that, but like this man is stupid clinical. Like I truly believe he's like the most clinical finisher in all of history. Like this dude is like he's insane. Like he's absolutely insane.
You know, all I'm saying is Ronaldo in the La Liga. He led the team with 26 goals. Bale had the second most with 16.
In La Liga?
Yeah, I mean, no, for Real Madrid.
Okay, yeah.
But Bale only played 20 games.
Yeah.
You know, only started in 20 games. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's a big difference. And in Champions League, let's see. This is actually, these stats are broken, but in Champions League, Ronaldo had, come on, load for me, bud. Maybe I shouldn't have 20 tabs open. But, I mean, I can't get the exact stat up right now, but in Champions League, it's very similar, where Ronaldo has the most, but Bale is giving us solid support. So Bale is allowed to, you know, grow into this other player. Isco, Asensio, Kroos, these guys will get a lot more goals, and Bale will kind of become like a Ronaldo. At least from the goal-scoring perspective.
Yeah. I can vibe with that.
But, you know, that's assuming Bale stays.
Yeah.
Which I think he should.
I think that's how much we should leave it at on that topic. Just we don't want to, give out too much
got another
information.
video coming. But, you know, this has been a surprisingly long episode. I thought it wouldn't be as long because we had less stuff to talk about, but, you know, it was good.
Yeah. I feel like me going my rant about Carmelo kind of,
Yeah, honestly, I could have taken a nap and woken up and you would have still went down. But it was good. It was informative.
Yeah. And with that being said, is there anything else you would like to talk about? Is there any other topic you have in mind?
Nah, fuck the MLB.
Yeah.
Baseball is boring.
Yeah, fuck Milwaukee. All right, so I think that's all we have to say for that topic, and please follow or subscribe onto whatever this is going on to. That would be great. Our links should be in the description or in the bio, depending on what you're looking on this at, whatever platform it is. And thank you for tuning in. If you actually stayed for this long, that's absolutely insane. Thank you.
You want to tell them about the Patreon?
Oh yes, we set up a Patreon account. It is Patreon/FirstDisputed. This actually will be on it. So if you're on this, please. What is it called? It's not even called follow. It's like what is it called?
I don't know. I don't know how Patreon works. So
yeah, I don't know how it works either. It's not called follow though. It's something else. Something weird. Anyways, whatever it is, please follow us, I guess, or whatever the substitute for that is. And I really appreciate you guys coming in for this podcast and tuning in. We really appreciate you guys. Is there any? With that being said, Addy, is there anything you would like to add?
No, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys for listening, and you will catch us on the next episode of First Disputed pretty soon. So thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.